3, 2, 1.
Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I will speak about Filipino functions. Christenings, weddings, funerals, they all follow a unique formula, and they have some danger points and take some getting used to, which is why, with your permission, and even without your permission, I will be your guide through this journey. First is the invitation. Don't bother with one. Simply tell your friends that you're inviting them to your son's 18th or your daughter's engagement, and tell them, here's the key. Tell them it's only a small party, not to tell everyone else. Guaranteed, everyone they can get to will know about your secret little party within the week, if not sooner. Rule number 2, if you must make invitations, save yourself some money and omit the letters RSVP. Most of them will think it's a typo. The others will think it's the initials of the bride and groom. Rule number 3, the parish priest must be invited. Filipinos believe that if he is present, the function will be successful and safe, because how can anything possibly go wrong whilst the parish priest is there? Also, someone has to bless the food. Which brings me to the food. There will be plenty of this, and just about every preference will be catered for. Everything that can be cooked and served will be cooked and served, and with every condiment known to man. Even people on weight loss programs are included. For instance, you can have your fill of the vegetables, because these tend to get ignored. At some functions, even the centerpiece is edible and low fat. The priest leads everybody in giving thanks for the blessings, and then rapidly gets out of the way of the guests. Also, because RSVP is optional at these functions, they tend to get over-catered by up to 50% of invitees. And take into account a very important event at Filipino functions: takeaway. Takeaway takes place throughout the function, sometimes even before the food is served. Which is why takeaway containers, alfoil, and sandwich bags form a very big part of the budget of any Filipino function. Once the food has been consumed, regular party activities can commence. These include dancing to favorites like Achy Breaky Heart, karaoke, mahjong, playing cards, presentations for things like Amway, family funeral plans, and of course, gossip. Sounds like mayhem, and it can be, but there are rules governing even this witch's cauldron. Only the priest can sing the old Frank Sinatra favorite, My Way, at karaoke without fear of being shot. The hostess's presentation is always first, whether it is Amway, party lights, or anything else like that. Gossip must be restricted to people who could not come to the function. At some stage, a master of ceremonies, usually a relative of the hosts, begins the formalities. These usually consist of speeches appropriate to the occasion. This is the first danger point of a Filipino function, which I was speaking of earlier. Filipinos can really get inspired once they have a microphone in their hands. And what began as a eulogy for the dearly departed, a welcome to the debutante, or a tribute of the beautiful bride, can easily turn into a speech about the speaker's current grievance. For instance, he got cheated by the guy who sold him the family funeral plan at the last function. This does not always happen, but sometimes when this does happen, there can be a call for response from some other members from some of the other guests. Like, for instance, the guy who sold him the funeral plan at the last function. Sometimes the speaker actually forgets what function they're at and can do some really bizarre things, like thanking the deceased for a most wonderful time. The second and final danger point at Filipino functions occurs about the time when you decide to call it a day and begin your goodbyes. You start with the host, of course. and make your way through the gauntlet of family, friends, and acquaintances. Each will express dismay that you have to go already. We've just seen each other. And then lock your arm in an iron grip and engage you in further conversation, cutting off all hope of escape. My personal record for leaving at one of these functions is 35 minutes. But I cheated. I began my goodbyes when I got there in the first place. I have known people to take literally hours saying goodbye until they finally wind up staying. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not give this speech to put you off Filipino functions or even Filipinos. Countless thousands of them are amongst my very best friends. Why? I am one myself. I merely want to prepare you to enjoy a unique experience where people, food, and fun are in abundance and will be literally thrust upon you in homage of hospitality. Empty stomachs and hearts will be filled. That is our motto. And not a few choice pieces of gossip and containers of takeaway food to speed you on your way home. One last warning, now that you have left the function, you now enter and become a topic for gossip. Thank you very much. Madam Toastmaster, back to you.